After witnessing an artistic magical piece, Ralph goes to check in on Oti and officially meets Helen, who is more than happy to tinker to upgrade Ralph's drone. The guys chat about what has happened and what to do next, just as Lark checks in on Bree, which is followed up by a radio call. A radio call that Sully has been putting off for nearly a decade. Surely an extra week away can't hurt things anymore, could they? Well, I guess you're about to find out. This is The Sprouting. Ch.3, Covens and Radio Waves Part 4. The last we left, Sully and Lark were in the radio room in Guppendorf. Just the pair of you, and Bree is no longer contactable by radio. Ralph, I believe you're back at the barracks place, but I'm not 100% sure. All we know is that you're currently waiting for OT to return. And it probably won't be back until probably later this afternoon or early this evening.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's safe to say that I would be there.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, what do the three of you want to do?
I think Sully wants to start planning out the trip to Corinthus. So he's definitely gonna return to his to the barracks and get out a map and start looking for locations that are worth looting and probably reading up a little bit about Corinthus. He probably has some notes written down somewhere.
Yeah. On a very vague level, you would know that Corinthus is this kind of village town that had kind of sprung up as a result of the old skiing lodges that were in the Alps. And it's a place that's now, if you wanted to get waterproof or weatherproof or cold-proof clothing, those are the people you want to go see. They're very good at making clothes and items that are protective, and not just clothes, but also material used for tents too. And they are big on buying skins. They are big on buying anything that is already slightly protective, because there's something that they do up there that makes it better. It's a place you probably would have been to once or twice, but not a major place to go. There's not really anything up there apart from the people who work there, and they're mostly just get the fuck away. You would also know that they are the kind of place that will pretty much search you top to bottom to see if there's any signs at all that maybe you're potentially a sickle or you're a cultist. They just don't put up with that shit. That is, if you're lucky, they'll let you walk away. If you're unlucky, you don't breathe anymore. Between here and Corinthus is probably roughly a 2-day journey if you started at the crack of dawn in the morning, and you would probably need to cross at least, you would need to cross a river. That's a bit of a detour to get to, but it's still safer than trying to wade across the river itself. And you know that there are a couple of small towns or small villages, a couple of buildings that are kind of out in the middle of nowhere between here and Corinthus that you could probably find shelter at, or that you could probably scavenge for supplies if need be.
All right. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, Bree mentioned something called the Howling or something. What?
Yeah, it's nothing you've ever heard of.
No, I thought so. All right. Yeah, I think let's say Sully's doing this for about an hour or maybe 20 minutes or whatever. So if you guys want to get up to something, that's cool. Or if you want to help Sully out, that's also cool.
What are you doing?
Plotting and planning our trip to Corinthus.
I think Lark doesn't have much planning to do, so I think the most they will do is probably search for Lacy.
Yeah. Lacy is in the same room that you and Ralph were in when she was doing the magically inclined artwork tattoos. And you see that she's in there now. She's kind of she has the window open. You can see there's a lot of natural light flowing in. You can see that she's drawing on a kind of a large piece of scrap paper. She's beginning to she's clearly in the midst of creating a drawing of some kind. So yeah, she's easily accessible if you wish.
Yeah. Lark tippy-toes in there, like trying not to disturb her, and tries to find a spot where they can sit and maybe watch Lacy while she works without disturbing her.
Yeah, it's probably quite easy to do that. Like you kind of like scrape the floor a little bit when you find somewhere to sit, but she doesn't seem to like react at all. She is either didn't hear you, which is very unlikely, or she is like very focused on what she's doing. And yeah, she and she's kind of drawing. She's drawing what looks like this water scene. So it's kind of like has a waterfall, and you can see that there are plants around the bottom of it, and you can see there are these kind of like very big columns of rock that seem to be almost unnaturally straight. But she seems to be going into detail and drawing this kind of like in the middle of her paper. So yeah, she doesn't really notice you, not at all. She's just very focused on what she's doing.
Yeah, I think Lark will watch her just paint and not disturb her until Lacy herself notices that Lark is there.
Yeah, like she does a thing, and she she hits like the nub of the pencil, and she like turns around to shot, and it sees you there, and kind of like not comically does a double take, but you definitely like startled her. She's like,
"Oh, hi, you all right, Noodle?"
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
Don't worry about it. How long have you been sitting there?
Oh, quite a while, since you started drawing the water. Are you all right now? Did you sleep well?
She kind of like tips her head side to side, like,
better, but not a restful sleep. But that happens sometimes after an intense session, like yesterday. I didn't realize I'd be helping you and Ralph out like that. Never done it before like that. But you know what? Worth it.
I thank you. I didn't realize you were going to help the two of us out as well. I thought this was purely between you and the person that you were doing the artwork on.
Yeah, I thought so too. I've never really had people around when doing this. And, we have a good connection, you and I, Noodle. Better than most who have come to watch me. It's understandable, really. Glad you and Ralph are feeling better.
I felt much better. It really took my mind off of things. The night before was a little bit stressful. So
yeah.
It was nice to watch that. Where's the person now?
She's resting. She has to take care of the tattoo. There's some aftercare to make sure it doesn't get infected.
Oh.
She is doing much better.
Okay.
I think one more session with her, and she'll feel confident enough to face the world again.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it is. I'm a little worried about your other friend.
The older one? Sully?
Yeah, him. There might be people here that could help him, but I have no idea. He is obviously suffering.
Yeah. He has a limp, I think. Like, when he has to run, he gets a little bit slower. I think he has problems with his leg.
She kind of chuckles, and she's like,
yeah, that might not be anything we can help with. Old age isn't.
And she kind of like pats her own knee.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Oh. I'm not sure what other problems he might have, but he didn't seem interested in joining us yesterday.
He did not. Do you remember me telling you the first time we met that some people are scared of what they don't know?
Yeah.
Like magic, for example. I think your friend might be one of those.
Yeah, I think so.
Not that there's anything wrong about being scared of the unknown.
It's what keeps us alive out here.
Exactly that thought. There are people here who could help Sully without magic. Maybe he's the kind of person that might heal through doing or making things with people. Maybe suggest he smokes his pipe outside. People out there are a little more hands-on than I.
Okay.
Maybe they could help.
Yeah.
So how are you doing, Noodle? You okay?
Yeah. After last night, I'm a little bit better. And, well, this morning I had a call from a friend that I've only heard of through other means. And, well, it was nice to hear her voice.
Could you make a psychology check for me?
I can attempt it. I'm not sure I'm good at it. Let me see.
I'm hoping it's a 1. That's my heart's desire, but I don't think it will be.
Hang on. Psychology. Nope, it's a 10. Nope, that's a 67. That's a hard fail.
She kind of like nods and smiles as you're talking. She's like,
That's something, at least. Now, I've got to get on with this.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to check in on you. You seemed very exhausted last night.
It was rough. Also, some of us stayed awake to make sure Sully didn't bring any shadow creature. But obviously, he did not.
Yeah. We got a good night's rest. That is nice.
I love how Sully's the one. Not our group, Sully.
You carry on. And if you need anything, I will be here. I have another session this afternoon. Otherwise, I am free to talk about whatever you plan to do next. Happy to help if I can.
Okay. I'm really happy to know that you have a new place to stay here now and that I can always find you here.
Me too. I've wanted to come to Gumpendorf for a while. But after the Henge and all the chaos there,
Yeah.
It feels good to be helping people again.
I understand. Someday I want to be doing what you do.
You can always study here if you're not going with them to find out about the book and craziness of what just happened. You're very welcome to start here. Like Cammy. I mean, he's okay.
I don't think I can stay here. Do you remember my compass?
Yeah.
I still have to follow that.
Well, as long as I am around, I'll be happy to teach you whenever you're ready. Whenever the compass points back here.
she has a smile.
I'm sure it will.
Now, you be gone. I have things to get on with.
Okay, good luck. Bye.
She kind of like gives you a small wave and then grabs what she was over the kind of like the knife she was going to use to sharpen her pencil and she gets back to it. Aww. Ralph, are you up to anything in particular?
I don't think so. I think Ralph is just hanging out wherever Sully is to be available to help. I don't necessarily think that he has a lot to help you with. I don't know what you're doing or how to help you. You probably just...
Well, I guess that I have a question from Sully to you about your information network, so we can definitely play that out.
Sure.
Yeah, I imagine that Sully's like hunched over a map. He has a book to one side, like a little notebook thingy. He's writing out like little like plots and plans, like, oh yeah, we can stop by here, we can go through here. And then he looks over to Ralph and thinks about, like, he asks like, oh yeah, he just goes like, do you have a spare set of shoes?
Oh, not with me.
Are your current shoes waterproof?
Not really. They're okay. He has sneakers, definitely. I have sneakers, I think.
Yeah, I think at that point, Sully goes back into his backpack and like gets out the. I'm imagining they were like tied to the outside of his backpack. He gets the like hiking shoes that you got back at the Ableria, and he's gonna pass them over to you. Like, you're probably gonna want these. We're going into a bit of wetlands, and you want something water resistance. And we might have to wade like a very shallow river, so you're probably going to want to be wearing something like this.
Oh. I appreciate you.
No problem. You deal in a lot of information.
Yeah, mostly.
This is a very specific question, but it's an important one. We're going to start heading towards... Corentus tomorrow, and we're probably gonna have to rest 2 nights on the way there, V?
1, maybe 2.
Yeah, okay.
You should be, if you take off at first light tomorrow, be at Corentus the following night, just as it's turning over.
The following night, or the...
you should spend 1 night out, and if you're lucky, you'll make it to Corentus for the second night. If not, you need to stop outside somewhere.
So we can make it to Corentus in 1 day, but I'm assuming this trip is probably going to be 2 days, because we're going to need something to trade once we get to Corentus. So...
We also owe the people here quite a bit.
Yes, and that's also a good thing to do while we're out scavenging, is to try to find, I believe you said medical supplies. Either you said it or somebody said it and I meta-wise have now absorbed it.
Oh, I've probably asked around.
Yes. So, do you know of any less likely to be looted locations on the way there? I'm willing to extend the trip by a day in search of material. I think that's a healthy sacrifice to make, especially because we really want to arrive in Corentus with textiles, like material to make stuff out of. They're big on making clothes up there. So like a roll of fabric it's like gold to those guys. So if you know of any like unlikely to be looted locations in the area, towns off the marked maps, military installations that might have some military clothes that we could bring them, things that the normal person wouldn't have found in the last 80 years.
Well, V, would I happen to know anything that off of my head would be valuable that would have been perhaps too far east of Sleepy Street for me to have ever gone to look at myself? Is there like...
I tell you what.
Luck check.
Yeah, I'm debating between a luck check and just giving you a place.
Give him a luck check.
Give him a place.
No, I'll give you a place. Fuck it. Probably about... like looking on Sully's map and like looking at all the random symbols that he has on it and being able to figure out, oh, this is where Sleepy Street is. Like between you managed to figure out where like the locations of where you are. You recall a place which is probably about a day and a bit of travel from where you currently are along the route that like Sully's playing, with like a little minor detour that shouldn't take you more than an extra hour. You remember a place called Nodap, Nodap.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a small like industrial town. It's there to support the processes, and it's you know that it's a small industrial place. They used to make like they used to do a lot of assembly stuff, but you do also know that they used to box and ship out all kinds of like materials, kind of like a bulk material buying and selling place. So if there's a place that would have a bunch of materials, it would be in Nodap, about a day and a bit from your current location. But whether there's still something in there, or whether it's just raw materials, or whether they've been cut into clothes, you're not sure. But yeah, you would have had had dealings with someone who wanted a schematic on like looms and cutting for materials. So it's kind of like a vague memory way back when, but like, yeah, you could possibly guess and hazard a guess kind of roughly in the area it would be.
Okay. I've heard of a place called Nodap. It's only about an hour out of the way. It's for materials and I think a lot of like textile stuff.
That's perfect. I would be shocked if it hasn't been looted already, but I'm definitely willing to take a chance on it.
Right.
And even if it's been looted already, people do not that thorough for work usually when the place is fresh and new and full of things. So, has Sully ever heard of Nodap?
Luck check. It's not on your map, let's put it like that.
Yeah.
But not everything is on your map. Like,
Luck check. That's a pass.
Yeah, you've heard of it. You probably would not have been there, but you know from nearby farms that sometimes they talk about going to like this kind of slightly dangerous place to go grab like some materials for this, that, and the other.
All right. Yeah, I never knew where it was, but I'm definitely, I think it's a good idea to give it a go.
I think I could probably find it.
Yeah, especially with that flying robot of yours. Probably makes scouting out the little locations, lesser known locations, a breeze, doesn't it?
Yeah, helps when traveling alone. I can scout out for trouble, you know. Odie's always looking out, so.
That's good. I imagine that Lark around this time like comes out or like passes through. And I'm imagining Sully just instantly goes like, Lark, where have you been? Get over here, we're working.
Okay. Do you need me for something?
No, but you should be here. You're part of this journey. Okay. You need to learn how to travel safely.
Unless you want to be a child and not be a part of this journey, and then that's also fine.
Cassia, out of character, was genuinely just struggling to remember, like, is there actually, like, an in-game reason for Luck to be on this journey?
Yeah, Sully won't leave you alone because you are a flight risk.
Also, you need a spotter.
I do need a spotter. I've been what you're thinking about there out of game. I have thought about it, and in my mind, Sully's keeping you around because A, he wants to get you back to Roland, and he doesn't know how to do that, and B, at this point, he's afraid you're just going to run off if you're left alone. And
chase a compass around to not north. So
yeah, get yourself stuck and lost and in trouble.
So
yeah,
at this point, Sully is definitely like dragging you along, literally on the purpose of like, you are safer with me than by yourself.
You need to learn how to use a compass before you can leave. This is insane. What are you doing? You're gonna die.
Kid is straight up bonkers. So yeah, but yeah, Sully's like definitely like with a bit of a scolding tone, like calling you over.
Okay. What do you need from? What do you need me from? For?
You just need to watch, learn, pay attention. You're going to be walking with us. Have you seen a map that looks like this? And Sully like kind of spreads out his map.
They look at the map and they look at it upside down because they're on the opposite side of the table and they're like, I don't understand this at all.
It's upside down, and Sully kind of grabs and moves Lark's over. And I'm imagining for like the next hour probably or so, Sully's just going over the entire plan with Lark, explaining what the map is, what the locations are, just like walking Lark through the idea of using a map. And then 100% part of this is Sully tells Lark to get out the compass, and he shows Lark how to use a compass with a map. That is to, like, I am at this location, and I need to find this town, so using the map, I can tell that the town should be about 30 degrees off north, and I can then set up my compass to do that. Yes, I am a former scout.
I have a question. I have a question, Sally.
Yes.
Is this like a generic map you have found, or is this the
is
map
not
that you
the
always
map.
carry with you?
No. The map stays in the breast pocket, and I'm imagining it's also in a nice little pouch that is mostly water resistant and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
fine.
this is business map.
Business map.
Okay.
If I lose this map, yes, I lose a bunch of little locations and like notes and shit, but it's not the end of the world. It's
Okay. All right.
so yeah.
If you're spending like an hour teaching Lark how to use the map and the compass, then you're definitely going to notice that they're very slow at reading and that they're taking their time to they do like the when you point out like this is Corentus and it's like K-O-R-R. I think you're right.
Sully, could you
Yes?
make? I think it's a navigation check to use your map, right?
Ooh.
Or a survival,
Let me
whichever
see.
one is higher. You can please make a roll for me.
Ooh. What did you say? Navigation or?
Preferably navigation if it's not in the
No, it's good.
balls end of.
But what was the other
Yeah,
one?
go for it. Or survival. Survival any. But I think if you have good navigation,
No,
I'll
my
take that,
navigation
please.
is really good.
Yep, go for it.
Oh, that's not just a good success.
Damn.
That is a extreme success.
Nice. In that case, Lark, you can roll 1d10 and increase your navigation.
Ooh,
What?
nice. Thank you, Aether.
You're welcome.
I wasn't going to grant it on anything less than an extreme. I'm not going to lie.
Wait, I rolled something, right? I roll a d10.
Yeah, 1d10.
Okay. Oh no, it landed on a
No! Mark! Use your
one. You
luck.
tried so hard.
Alright, that's fine.
Just out of like in theory, is that something that can be pushed with luck?
No. So it's kind of a reflection of the fact that you guys aren't in any pressure situation. This is like a relaxed sanctuary kind of area. Sully is taking the time and he's extremely good at this kind of stuff. That you are at least attempting and you're not just being a moody asshole and be like, no, I don't want to learn. Fuck off, old man. Like you're learning, but you are struggling a little bit because
Words are
reading
hard.
it's very difficult for you to overcome as well. So
Yeah.
yep. It is something that, obviously, Lark is getting it and is learning, but there are some barriers to overcome, and that is just going to take time. It's nothing could be rushed. So, okay, cool.
At the end of the hour, I think Sully moves away from the map, like once he feels like Lark has a good grasp of what we're doing, and if we get separated, how to find their way to where we're actually going, all that good stuff. I think Sully moves on to a side, a similar subject, and it is Sully wants to poke Lark a little bit about the survival element, like how the fuck they've been living like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So once we're done with the maps, Sully's gonna wrap up the map, puts it away, and then he's gonna get out his little notebook and he starts flipping through the notebook and he finds a page and he opens it up and he points at a picture of a plant and it's the what did you guys call it? The thing that knocks, the thing that ticks.
Oh,
a hollow's crest.
Yeah, hollow's crest.
Yeah. He's painted out a very rudimentary sketch of a hollow's crest.
Okay, I thought it was like a masterpiece of a sketch.
No,
Lark's
no.
gonna be like, what the fuck have I been spending time with Lacy in there for?
You look at it, you hope, nah, it's just a stick, man.
No, look at all the little stumpy legs.
Is that one of the whispered willows? No, whispered violets.
Sully turns around. No, it says hollow crest at the top.
Oh,
You were supposed to know by reading,
It's definitely a moment where he turns it around, looks at it, goes is it? No, it says hollow crest at the top. Stop it. God damn it, I'm a survivalist, not an artist. Get Lacy over there to go survive in the fucking wild for 10 years. No, this hollow's crest. So I've written down a bunch of little tidbits and information about the Hollow's Crest. They're usually quite solitary. They're usually quite quiet. They're a bit of an ambush predator. But once they get up to speed, they can definitely catch you. Like, they're annoying like that.
They're everything but quiet.
I mean, once they start the hunt, yeah, they are quite...
If you know what to listen out for, you can hear them long before you see them.
Really?
Yeah. Have you only ever seen them, or have you also heard them?
Usually they're... I'll admit I have very little experience with the Hollow's Crest.
I can see that.
Okay. Sully like grabs the book back and it's like grabs a pen and she's like, okay.
Burn.
You say they make a
look,
noise
they're,
like...
Their stems go a little bit more like that. They're like grabbing a pen and like tracing over parts of the painting. Like they look a little bit more like this. They're like...
No. Don't mess with the painting. It's perfect. Yeah, you say if you just listen out, you can hear them like while they're stalking, like before they like ambush.
They communicate with each other. They are usually out there. There's usually, I think, 2. And they communicate with each other with ticks.
Like a knocking sound.
Yeah, like a clock.
Sully is definitely writing this down, but you will notice he puts like a little question mark before everything he's writing here. This is the second-hand knowledge. It needs to be verified. 2 of them always together, okay. Never had that experience.
I mean, sometimes there's 3.
Adds a little bit to the note.
Draws a third. A little squiggle.
That would take hours.
just write 3x at the side.
Yeah, and I think Sully like pokes Lark a little bit more about the Hollow's Crest. But then he just goes on to like going through like what Sully would consider the most common threats of the Cradle. And just like pokes their brain about it, like is trying to like tell them things that Lark doesn't know, and is also listening to Lark and like writing down a lot of the notes that Lark mentions, because I'm imagining that Sully and Lark have very different experiences of living out there, and as such Sully is definitely like willing to listen and talk to Lark about these things.
Well, there's these little cactus-like creatures that go... What was the sound? Waka waka. Waka waka waka.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a cactman. It's completely legally distinct.
What has been happening in everybody else's backstories? Mine have not been so jovial.
And they can... was the cactus one the one that attacked Lacy?
Yes.
Okay.
Like they're kind of like the kind of big beach bally kind of bright green with like spikes like a cactus. And then it kind of like does this deflating thing and then pulls itself back up again, hits the sound of and when it does that, it kind of like shoots out these spores that can like get in your eyes and kind of like blind you.
Yeah. The cactus they shoot out like this dust that when it gets into your eyes it really hurts and it can blind you for several weeks.
I think I want to say Sully has never seen these things, or are they common, V?
Yeah, you probably have heard of them. Yeah, you probably would have seen and heard of them, but you've probably never interacted with them, and nobody that you know has really ever like interacted with them in a big way. You just know they exist. Yeah. So like these things can make you blind for weeks on end. It's like, it's probably new news.
Yeah. So once again, Sully like goes through his book, gets to a page of a really poorly drawn cackman or whatever you called him.
Cracksman.
Cact. Yeah. And starts adding like little notes to that thing.
Add like a little speech bubble that says waka waka.
I'm pretty sure you're making that up, but I'll add 3 question marks before I write that down. And yeah, I think Sully spends like a good amount of time with Lark, just going through his book and adding anything that Lark can add until around lunchtime, where I imagine Sully realizes they're wasting a lot of time in somebody else's home without doing anything, and he like kind of gets up and like, oh, all right, enough fun times. There's probably work to be done around here, and these people are not going to feed us for free, even if we can find them some medical supplies on the way back. So we should probably go get something done for them.
Do they have like a kitchen area or something?
Yeah, they'd have a place where they'd prepare food. It's definitely not an electric kitchen. They use a lot of like... Something has definitely been adapted so that they can use the ovens and all of the smoke that's generated from that just like go out through a window through a quickly made chimney sort of thing. So yeah, but there's a kitchen. There's lots of vegetables there that they cut up and the odd piece of meat around.
Yeah, I think Lark will go to the kitchen and like see if they can help in the kitchen, like generally just preparing food, cutting vegetables or whatever.
Yeah, you're very quickly put to work. You're given a good sharp knife. You're given a bunch of vegetables to peel, and like that is your task. They're like, oh, thank you for the help. Here's a knife. Here's some potatoes. Off you go, and off you go.
Yep. Task found. Your turn.
Quicker than me, the guy who suggested it. Yeah, I think Sully goes outside, and he's just gonna look for anybody who's working with purpose and ask if they can help. Yeah,
like you can see that that they are trying to build some new like raised beds, having the earth directly touch the other part of the earth, and also it's just all like rock up here because it's the top of a mountain. Mm-hmm. You can see that they're kind of like trying to build like a new set of raised beds to expand like the garden area that is out here. And as soon as you offer help, they give you a saw and they set you to it.
All right. Sully not being a proficient craftsman, but definitely has held a saw more than twice in his life, is doing his absolute best to be helpful.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Ralph, what are you up to?
I'm going to see if I can be helpful at their radio tower. One idea would be to go through all of their marked stations and stuff, because Ralph probably knows by memory most places like that he knows that ping out often for, people. He's making sure that they have all of the information that he has access to. So making sure there's nothing that they have that he doesn't.
Yeah, I think that's great. Yeah, you can head over to the station. You can head over to the radio room. It's like in like the facilities building, has the generator there as well. And you see kind of like in the corner, like kind of very bleary eyed, as if like maybe she's just woken up. Like you can see Helena sitting in the corner. She has her headphones on, and like she seems to be like writing down notes and just kind of like switching between the stations. And occasionally she like whacks the side of the machine. So whatever reason, maybe she's praying to the techno gods or some shit. But like she seems to be quite diligent, and almost exactly as the day before, she really doesn't notice you're there until she kind of gets up or until you say something to her.
Yeah. As I watch her work and notice that things are wrong, I'm gauging in my head whether or not that's something I think that I could make better or not. But yeah, I'm not trying to interfere or anything. I'm not trying to interrupt. So he's just kind of watching.
Yeah. As you're kind of like watching, you can see that she's like very proficient, and she makes notes, but they're not letters. They're kind of like dots and dashes like this. And I think that you have some Morse code knowledge, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. In that case, you would recognize that she's like like very quickly just dot and dashing. She's writing in Morse code because it seems to be far quicker than her writing letters out. At least that's kind of what she's used to. And you can see that she's like flicking through the dials. You can see that occasionally, like, she's like reaching behind and like adjusting the frequencies, and just occasionally you hear her swear under her breath as she kind of looks up at kind of like the cables and all the wiring and all the electrics that are around her, just like, fuck. And then she kind of like turns around and she just sees you there and kind of like blinks a few times and very begrudgingly takes the headset off and rests it on around her neck. And she's like, "Hi, your robot's not back."
No, not yet.
Damn.
Just,
can I help you?
No, I was actually wondering if there's anything I could help with. Just kind of taking a look over your shoulder at your workstation.
Oh, you're interested in radios as well as drones? Cool. Yeah, I could use your help. The dish up there, I think if I can replace the kind of the receiver with, well, the one I've got in the corner, and she points to one that's like behind the generator and is obviously like covered in dust and like has a blanket over it and stuff, but it's very obvious what it is. If you could help me replace that, like everyone around here is a little too involved with helping people out to help us with the radio, and it's not really their focus. They don't want us to become the new Sleepy Street, but I kind of want to hear what's going on out there, and maybe we can help boost Sleepy Street at the same time if I can get this up and running.
Sure.
I need some help to get it up there. Are you okay with like climbing the tower with me?
Sure wish you were in the kitchen now, boy, did you?
The kitchen seems fine, all right?
She kind of has like this very like hopeful like this smile and like lifted shoulders, like she knows she's asking a lot, like she's gonna ask anyway.
Yeah, I can try. Yeah, sure.
That would be great. It's a little too heavy for me to carry on my own.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Well, now you say that. Ara could notice that we're doing it when she expressly asked me not to, and we could drop it through the roof and it could land on the generator. And she kind of like nods frequently, like very hyperactively. Maybe your friends could help if you're uncomfortable, if you're not very strong. I can
see what Sully's doing. I'm not gonna. Well, you're not good at climbing too. I know you're not. There's no way you are. There's no way you are. I want to at least, though, let you guys know that I'm about to go do something stupid. So that's a part of it.
Buddy, you're a grown man.
I'm a scared grown man.
You do that.
Look, if I'm sorry, I'm aware that I'm asking a lot, but if you can't help me with that, I can probably negotiate with someone else to help. But if so, I have a few set frequencies on my radio. Do you have any others we could trade for some of them that aren't? And she kind of looks down and around, and she kind of looks back at the radio. I have some that aren't in the programming that I know broadcast on occasion. And if you have some others that aren't on my programming,
sure,
I would be happy to trade.
Of course. Same. I will take a look and see if I recognize anything. But first, I would like to go mention to Sully that I'm going to be doing something. And, you know, if he's not good at climbing, maybe he's good at being a distraction for us 2.
Yeah. I mean, you have
eyes off of us.
Yeah. I mean, that would be really helpful. Yeah, that would be helpful. That would be good.
Sucks. I'm not good at climbing. I'm not good at climbing at all. I'm gonna die.
She kind of like grabs out like a sheet of paper and like she begins to like write some things down. And she looks at you and says, "You go organize help or distraction, and I will write down some of the frequencies." You probably read Taurus better than code, right?
Code?
She points at the Morse code,
Morse
the telegraph machine.
How good at Morse code am I in actuality? Because
you definitely, like, if you are given the graph and you are listening at like a slightly slower speed, you could probably pick it up. It's not good. It's not like I'm going to listen to it and I can translate this in my head as I go. Like you could probably fumble your way through it if there aren't any crunches. But like other than that, like not massively. I don't remember if I gave you a specific number for it.
No, I was looking for it, but I don't think I have one. But that makes sense. That's fine.
Yeah.
I can get through it slowly. But
it's all right. I'll write it in a common for you, no problem. And like she kind of like flips over the paper she'd already started doing dots and dashes on and starts like writing in what we would consider like common. So yeah, like she's writing a few things out, and you can very easily find Sully and Lark. Lark's fairly easy to see in the kitchen as you make your way out to where Sully is out in the back in the garden. You can kind of see him and her, see him and them at kind of roughly the same time as both of them are working away.
Okay. Kitchen good, everything fine. You don't need help cooking. That I could definitely do easier than climbing. You good? Okay. All right. Hi, Laura. Hope you're having fun.
If you stick your head in there, there's definitely a man in there who's like, "Yep, you could cut that meat for me. That would be great." Wash the dishes. That's a super easy job to do. Yeah, there's not even any knives involved.
You know how to use a towel? You're hired.
Sully.
Yep.
So I'm going to attempt to help with something.
Oh, that's good. What are you doing? I'm assuming some tacky stuff, probably like...
It's certainly not cleaning the dishes, is it? You hear yelling from the kitchen.
I could help do something with the radio tower, but I don't think that they have permission from the leader to be doing that. So if you see her, distracting her would help us out a lot, because
sorry to pry a little bit, but what are you guys up to?
What was it, V? It's installing a dish or
like replacing like the transceiver in the
transceiver. Oh, we have to replace transceiver in the dish.
I'm sorry. I'm being an asshole. I'm trying to make it.
Oh.
So it doesn't even matter if one of us can climb.
There's some parts in the dish we can't
replace it.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. Some parts up there need replacing.
Sully's gonna take a look at the radio tower. Does it have installed ladders with safety guards?
Oh, you.
It has ladders, but they are not safety guarded. This is not OSHA compliant.
Okay.
You're not my dad.
I'm not your dad.
But he's trying to be mine.
Buddy. Sully's gonna look at the thing and then like, it's none of my business, but you can see, like, Sully's kind of, like, biting his words, and then he just goes, "You've got a lame arm, don't you?"
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, you say that the...
But like, some help is better than no help, right? I mean, if she wants this done, I mean...
I want this done, too. If your radio person is saying this is important for clarity or something, like, that's something that needs to be done. But Aura doesn't want this done.
Maybe because of the danger part? I don't know.
Oh, that's not gonna do. Sully, like, gets up and dusts himself off some of the sawdust. It's like, I'll be back in just a minute or two. I'll be right back, Ralph. And Sully's just gonna start walking towards where he knows Ara's office is.
Oh my god, this is just the worst.
Snitches get stitches.
Worst chain of events.
Nope.
He's in the right place to get
This
stitches.
is explicitly not what I told you to do. This is opposite what I told you to do.
I know, but...
Never trusting you again.
I swear to God, Neil, this is so on brand for Sully. I could not do this.
It's so funny.
It's like...
Ralph and Lark, if you aren't chasing after Sully, I will just proceed with that.
I was going on the assumption that Lark was still in the kitchen. No one asked Lark. Lark can climb, but no one asked them.
Lark had a knife. They knew it looked like they had shit down. They were even.
We need to go where?
You want what climbs, motherfucker? Yeah, like you find Ara, like, in her rooms. She's just kind of sitting behind her desk, and she's like studying like herbs, and she's kind of making notations about them. Her door is open.
Yeah, Sully's just gonna kind of walk in there with purpose, and just like, Ara, can I have a minute of your time?
No, you can't. Just joking. Of course you can.
She kind of like puts down the pen, and like she pulls the kind of half moon glasses off her face and like puts them in the drawer.
I understand that your radio tower needs a bit of an upgrade, a fixing.
That's what the young lady says.
We're going to go ahead and do that.
She kind of lifts her hand.
I would much prefer that you don't.
Why not? What do you have to gain from a broken radio disc?
Oh, it's not broken, as you're well aware. Yeah, I know you made contact with a friend of yours today, in fact.
Okay, it's not broken, but it is definitely not in the best condition. You have the replacement parts.
See, what she's proposing in replacing the, whatever it's called, flip, it requires more power to run than the current arrangement, you see. And the last time we allowed her to upgrade our facilities, we needed her to scale it back, because, whatever it was interfering with our connection to the Earth.
Your connection to the Earth.
She kind of like continues staring at you as if what she's saying makes complete sense. Yeah. Like she's not
to the underground facility.
I'm not gonna pretend like I understand what that means. But what I do know is that you can turn machines on and off with a flick of a switch, the cut of a wire. So they have everything they need to just get this done. They just need it installed. Let us install it, and if it is interfering, as you say, then she's just in the room over. But a better radio disc, especially now with Sleepy Street down, is a very, very handy thing for everybody around you. You could become a very important hub for people while Sleepy Street is down.
Sleepy Street. Now, if we had to do as you say and ignore our connection to the Earth because you don't understand it, well, we'd end up becoming Sleepy Street, and that is not what we are. See, no one would focus on trying to fix sleepy streets, and we're not here for everyone. We do not answer the call of cults nor the call of bandits. Sleepy Street does. See, that is the purpose they have chosen. It is not what we have chosen and will further disconnect us from the earth. Now, I do not allow this. You misunderstand, no? No, if you want to help, go help Sleepy Street. Help them install something better.
Could you take a psychology check for me, please?
Yeah. That is a hard success.
She is quite stubborn in this belief that this will affect their ability to use magic. But you also detect when she was talking about the young woman that she doesn't have a lot of trust for Helen.
Okay. Sully, is going to get a seat. This was not the 2 minutes he allotted for this. Ara, this Helen girl may take off more than she can bite. Bite off more than she can chew. That's the right phrasing. But machines are temporary. You can always turn them off. And she is a kid. You can always tell her what to do. You are the leader. And as the leader, you have every right.
And I am telling her not to. Currently, she can run that radio as long as we have fuel. It's a compromise we have already made. And if they turn that on with the higher power consumption that it needs, it burns more fuel than we have. And they'll have to turn it off for longer periods of time versus having it on always, like now. Yep, the range is smaller, but there, it's enough.
You're ignoring the good you can do. Nobody's asking you to replace Sleepy Street. You could not replace Sleepy Street. Nobody can. The upgrades they're proposing would not be that drastic.
I disagree.
It's a simple disc. Sleepy Street will be back up in 2 weeks, a month maybe. I'll be going there myself as soon as I can. Install this disc and earn the goodwill of many, many farms around you. They need news, they need information, they need to be able to talk to each other. Do this for the good of the people. And as soon as Sleepy Street is up, pull the plug at the thing.
She kind of absent-mindedly taps the desk and she's kind of watching her hand. You can see her kind of wrinkled skin is turning white as she's kind of flexing her knuckles.
Huh. I'll help her install it if anything whatsoever happens to the generator. You will not be welcome here, nor any of our sister sites. You are taking responsibility for this, and if we are found more easily by bandits, you'll take responsibility for that too.
Fair enough. I'll do my best to bring you supplies when we make our way back. I understand you're low on medical supplies as always. I'll be sure I'll...
Just go do it before I change my mind.
Sully gets up and leaves without a word.
Goodness gracious.
Yep, Sully returns. What was that? 5 minutes? Yeah.
Twice as long as you thought it was going to be.
Sully returns and she says it's fine to put up the disc, but I need you to make absolutely sure that all the wiring and that the generator are 100%. Ara is very scared that this thing is gonna either explode, break, or in some way invite trouble to their town. And if you could, also this Helen girl, if you could... You've been on the radio for years. You know how to hide your signal. You know how to keep out of trouble. If you could help her with that kind of stuff. It seems like Ara is very afraid that unwanted attention will come upon the town with this. So, whatever you can do to help them.
I'll take a look.
And me and Lark will help you set that thing up. Just, you guys get everything ready. Get some ropes and stuff. I'll stay over here, and then we'll pull Lark over.
Okay. All right. I'll see you over there.
And Sully continues sawing or hammering, whatever the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, it's probably, you managed to get most of the equipment that you need together. You managed to pull ropes over, you managed to pull like whatever tools that are needed to replace the thing. It is quite heavy to replace that like kind of central part, but I'm going to say because like the four of you, I believe, the three of you and Helen are going to be working on this.
Yeah.
One way or another. Yeah. There's no time pressure. I'm just going to have one roll to determine the fate on whether or not it falls through the roof. But yeah, like you're able to grab the stuff very quickly and very easily. Between the four of you, with Lark kind of like scouting up the goddamn thing ahead of everyone else and helping to guide the ropes and tools going in certain places and Sully kind of like keeping an eye out, and with Ralph like fixing up the wiring to the generator, which you realize is going through the wrong kind of like inhibitor, and you're like, oh, I have to put this one in and change this out, and you manage to get like things so they're running smoothly inside. All right. We are going to have a roll of some kind. We need to determine whether this thing is going to fall through the roof or not.
Can I roll sanity?
No!
You're quicker than me, Kessler. I was going to roll appraise, which I have 80 at. Are you any good at engineering, Ralph? Any kind of engineering role that we can argue?
I have
mechanical repair.
I have 30 mechanical repair, so it's not very good.
That's terrible.
I'd rather roll a luck. What's
okay,
the other one?
Well,
electrical repair is 40.
Helen has a mechanical repair of 55, so we can roll that with a bonus die.
I would love that.
Okay.
Yep, let's give it a shot.
We made it, boys. We made it.
Yes. And a 10 or an 80. On a 10, I believe that's going to be an extreme success. Between the four of you kind of like oohing and ahhing, there isn't even a single, oh crap, this might slip moment. There's none of those hijinks. It is installed smoothly and safely according to plan. And this thing managed to get reinstalled. And yeah, the other one comes down. It doesn't look bad at all. It's just clearly an inferior product compared to the other one. And it's definitely justified in its use of needing to have that extra power out of the generator. So yeah, you guys got it done. Good job.
Woo.
Yay.
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 Sully definitely mentions to Helen, like, you need to be careful with this stuff. And if Ara tells you to unplug things, you need to unplug them. Yes, you will argue, and yes, you will lose, but you need to listen to her. She is the leader. She's putting me quite much on the chopping block for this, so just please be careful.
Oh, I'm sorry. I never meant to get you in any trouble.
You didn't, I did.
Sorry.
I could have just not done this, but that would have been the wrong thing to do. Just be careful.
Yeah, but if I'm just going to say thank you and try my best not to fuck it up.
Please do. And listen to anything my friend Ralph here says. He is an absolute wizard when it comes to technology.
You don't know. You're assuming hard assumption. I could be huge. I could be a big liar also.
You have a flying robot.
Yeah. So with this boosted, it's not like I was listening in earlier, but the frequency that you and your friend are on. Mm-hmm. Look, and she kind of like very quickly pulls out like a piece of paper and she writes a new number on it, like 1152. And she kind of puts like a little star next to it. And she puts like channel 8. Look, if you have a CB. It might be more difficult for your friend at the other end, but this channel's it's a little bit more secure than some of the other ones out there.
Okay. That sounds good.
I'm not saying that I was listening in, but I did find the frequency you left it on.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about things, then this is probably the best one to use. And it's, well, with this boosted, and if it stays like that, then I can't tell you why I know this one is better, and I can't tell you how it works, but use this frequency and no one else should be able to listen in.
I appreciate it. Very much I do.
I very much appreciate what you've done, all of you. Thank you. So this is the least I can do, but you didn't hear this from me, okay? I mean, that's just, you didn't hear it from me.
Never did.
Thank you.
And so I'm just going to go back to helping with the garden thing.
Yeah, and kind of like as you'll go about continuing with your tasks and like settling in for the rest of the day, probably about an hour before dawn. Dawn. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. Probably about an hour before sunset. Ralph, you become very aware that OT is kind of hovering their way back inside the building. Hi everyone, it's Valanda here. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, and we really hope that you are enjoying it. We are having an absolute hoot recording it, and this was a lot of fun. And yeah, I hope that that comes across and that you guys are also enjoying the story and some of our minor shenanigans that are taking place. I also want to say a huge thank you to Karin and to Sarah for voicing Lacy and Araminthia. They are, as always, do a beautiful job. Also, I love Karin. Mwah! And Sarah, well, is it really an audio anything if you don't have Sarah in there? So yay, thank you guys. Speaking of thank yous, I actually owe a thank you to Wolf of the Borderline for the name No Dap, which is one of the villages that we mention and talk about in the show. So thank you for that. And the reason that Wolf managed to do that is because we have a Patreon. Go check out the Patreon. You get ad-free episodes for $1 on all of our shows, which is kind of cool. One of those shows actually also includes Counterbalance, and hopefully you will also enjoy that because you're going to hear an ad for it now.
What is your preferred method of role-playing?
Hey, y'all want to play Dungeons & Dragons? Nerds?
I got into the game exclusively to roleplay.
You remember those browser-based chat rooms? Remember when that was a thing?
I love roleplay, from MMOs to tabletops to LARPing to VR chat. It doesn't matter to me, I just love this hobby. And you can join me every week on In and Out of Character, a role player's podcast, where I bring on a new guest, whether they be a creator or just a player. And we chat about what got us into role-playing, why it keeps bringing us back, what we love about it, and what we dislike about it. We just sit down and have a conversation. You can find us on your podcaster of choice. Until then, stay in character.